Now, are decimals and long division a struggle for your kids? This is a video that will show you in under 10 minutes just how to do it step by step in a way that really makes sense. Let's get started. If I had, say, 21 gumballs and I have 4 friends, let's set this one up. So the number of stuff you're dividing, that goes in the box. And then the number of people, or the number of piles that you're making, that goes there. There is always a decimal point hiding here if we need it. So just remember that, okay? It's hiding there. I'll put a little dot there so you see it. You take your fingers and you go 4 goes into 2 none times. Okay, so then you move your fingers over. 4 goes into 21. How many times? 4 times something. Can you get close to 21 but without going over? 4 times 5 is 20. What is 4 times 6? That is 24. That's too big. All right, so we're going to use this one, 4 times 5. So put the 5 up here. So then we say 5 times 4 is 20, and then we take the difference. So we've already accounted for 20 of that, but we have a little bit left over. So we have 21 minus 20 is 1. Now remember I said there's a decimal point if you need it? You can add zeros all day long, and nobody is going to care. That will not change the value of the number. We're going to drop just one of the zeros. Let's drop one of those zeros. Okay, and now take a look. We have 4. How many times does 4 go into 10 without going over? So 4 times 2 is 8. Okay, so I've got a 2 here. 2 times 4 is 8. And we'll take the difference. Okay, and the difference, 10 minus 8 is easy to do, right? 2. And then we're going to drop this guy. Okay, we're going to drop that next 0 down. You just keep adding zeros as many as you need them. How many times does 4 go into 20? So I can put another 5 up here. 5 times 4 is 20, and now I have 0 left over. Do you see that decimal point? So the decimal point, all you do is you push it up. This is your final answer. So 21 divided by 4 equals 5 and 2500ths, or 5.25. 29 marbles and 5 people. So 5, and so you take your hand, you go 5 goes into 2, it doesn't. Because 5 times 1 is 5, that's already bigger than 2. So then you expand out. 5 goes into 29, how many times without spilling over? All right, so 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 times, that's close, is 30. Oops, too much, right? So which one of these do you like? You like that one? 5 times 5. Okay, great. So what do? So we put one of the 5s up here and the other 5 here. 5 times 5 is 25. So you put the 25 here and you take the difference. Okay? And you'll see 29 minus 25 is 4. Is that it? Do I just put remainder 4? No. If it was fractions, we would stop and say this is 5 and 4/5. But we're doing decimals now. Okay, so what we do is we pull out that hidden decimal point, which is right there. It's like a hidden superpower, okay? And then we just keep adding zeros, as many as we need. I just add them one at a time as I'm going. Okay, and then I'm going to drop this 0 down, because it doesn't change the number. All right, let's see. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 8 is 40. 5 times 9 is 45. Do you like any of these yet? Which one do you like? Okay, good. This one, right? Good. So this is 5 times 8. So this is the 5, and the 8 is here. 5 times 8 is 40. All right, is that it? 29 divided by 5 is 58. You can't get a bigger number out of something, out of this number, right? You can't be bigger than 29. What did we forget? We forgot to push up the decimal point. Okay, so my answer is 5.8. Somebody's asking, how do I check my answer to see if I've got the right one? Good question. So what this means is 5.8 times 5, if you multiply them together, we get 29.0. So if you multiply these guys together, you'll get what's in the box. If you divide what's in the box by one of these, you'll get the other. Isn't that a clever plan? I love the way math works like that. All right. Smile if this is starting to make some sense. So 11s are fun, aren't they? All right, put your finger on the 1. That doesn't work. Put your finger on the 14. Does that work? Does 11 go into 14? Sure, absolutely. Okay, how many times? 1, right? So put your finger over it if you need to, okay? 1 times 11 is 11. So right now we're only looking at the 14. So 14 minus 11, that's easy, right? That's a 3, so write a 3 here. Okay, and then we're going to drop the next digit, which is the 8. Now we're just looking at 11 and 38. How many times does 11 go into 38 without going over? Do you know your 11 times tables? Yeah, pretty easy, right? Okay, so how many times? Show me with your fingers. Beautiful, excellent. So I have a 3. 3 times 11 is 33. I'm seeing a number of you guys doing that. So 38 minus 33, that's a 5. And then drop this 5. 11 goes into 55. Can you finish the problem for me? All right, so how's this feeling for long division? How are we doing? You doing good? Okay, because I want to make sure we have enough time to do a couple more examples. Who goes in the box? It's always the numerator. And then this guy goes here, and let's do it together. 3 goes into 4 how many times? Yep, 1 time. 1 times 3, I wish I had a third arm here, is 3. Okay, so we're just doing 4 minus 3. All right, so that's going to be a 1. Now we're going to drop that 3 down, so now we have 13. 3, how many times does 3 go into 13 without going over? See, 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5, oops, too much, right? So 3 times 4 is what we want up here, which is a 12. You'll know if you put the wrong number here and you'll divide and it'll be too big. So somebody was asking that. So good. Okay. All right, and and then we're going to drop the 5 down. 3 goes into 15 how many times? Can you finish this problem? Tell me what the final answer is. 3 goes into 15 that many times. And don't forget to push up the decimal point. Okay, so this equals, so what we do is we say 0.558, and then the 6 goes here. All right, so obviously that's 0. So we scooch over. Does 6 go into 5? Just ignore the decimal point. Now 6 doesn't go into 5, so we got to go over here. 6 goes into 55. All right, so let's see. 6 times 7 is 42. Here, help me. 6 times 8 is 48. 6 times 9 is 54. Oh, that's real close, isn't it? This one is. Okay, so I'm going to put a 9, and the 9 goes right over the second 5. You see that? All right, so it's important. If you put it here, you get the wrong answer by a factor of 10. Okay, so I'm going to put a 0. I'm going to push up the decimal point here. So that 0 is here. There was nothing in this case, so that's a 0. The 9 goes over the one I'm looking at. So I'm looking at 55, so the 9 goes there. Okay, 9 times 6 is 54. And so it's just a difference of 1. Drop the 8 down. 6 goes into 18. Remember your multiplication? 3 times, and it goes in perfectly. So the answer is 0.093. So we're taking about a half of something and dividing it among 6 people. And so everybody gets a little less than a tenth. Yeah, good. Now, is that making more sense? I hope so. So I actually have a whole math curriculum that is taught just like we did in this video, slowly, step by step, nice and clear so things really make sense. It includes workbooks, downloadable projects and activities, puzzles, challenges, projects, and so much more. You can go to superchargedmath.com to learn more about my online math curriculum for grades 4th through 8th, and it even includes a discount when you go to superchargedmath.com. I will see you in the next math class.